Our next speaker today is Matt Carter from the Austin Stone in Austin, Texas. Matt's the pastor of Preaching and Vision there and has been since it started. They now have 4 campuses. They're opening a new one on Easter Sunday this year in 2014. So, Matt, you spoke at our conference about missional communities and what your journey had been, kind of from your small groups to your missional community model. That was 5 years ago. What's happened since in that area for the Austin Stone?
Well, I think one of the things we realized, and we're constantly being reminded of this, is just that I think we underestimated just how difficult that transition would be over the years to get people, especially kind of in America, to have this mindset that our small groups are not just supposed to be a time where we get together and study the Bible and pray, which is important to do, obviously, but really to get people to think in a more outwardly focused way to reach their communities, make a difference in the community for the gospel through these small groups, to do life, to do church together in a smaller environment, not just on Sunday. But man, people ask me all the time, how do I make the transition in my church? And one of the first things I always tell them is it's going to take a long time. We really began the process 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago, and we still by no means could say we're a success at it. It's constantly having to teach people and train people and cast a vision that the small group ministry is not just about your personal spiritual growth, but it's about being on mission together in your community, in your city for the gospel. It's been hard.
Cool. Well, you know, when you start a new campus like you are on Easter, do you start from your missional communities, or how do you guys conceptualize that as you start new campuses?
It's both. We do it from our large group environment and from our missional communities. One of the things we do is we try to cast the vision at our main campus, which is our largest campus. It's kind of the hub where everything, all the other ministries kind of, or rather campuses kind of spiral out of and spin out of. And we cast that vision from a large group environment that anybody wants to be a part of it. We cast it almost like another church plant, say, hey, we're opening a campus in West Austin. We'd love to have you come and be a part of that and help make that possible. So we cast that vision from the large group environment, but then we also cast a vision in the small group environment, our missional communities that live in that area. And we really challenge them to come and be a part of it. Real quickly, one of the things we're always talking about the Austin Stone is the air war and a ground war. Kind of thinking about it from a military context. Air war is the large macro vision battle, and then the ground war is just on the ground, life to life, people to people, leadership, casting vision on a one-on-one basis. And so we try to do both, and missional communities are imperative in making that happen.
Very good. You know, since you spoke there 5 years ago, I think you've published, I know you published at least one book because it was with us. So tell them a little bit about your book or any other things that you want to plug today.
Well, I believe you're referring to For the City.
For the City.
Yeah, it's just the concept of being a church that's not just in a city making no difference whatsoever, which a lot of churches, they never admitted, but they are. They're not making any kind of impact on the culture, good or bad. Not being a church that's against the city, thinking that, hey, we're good, the city's evil, but really being a church that's for the city, that's engaging in the welfare and the good of the city that God's placed you in, ultimately for the gospel. And it's just a book that kind of teaches the story of the Austin Stone and how we've gone about doing that here in Austin, Texas.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much. Matt has been an alumni of our Next Gen process, as well as the Austin Stones and several other leadership communities. Matt, we appreciate you speaking here again for us today. Thanks so much.
Thank you.